Hello and welcome to the discussion tonight. My name is John Chavers, and of course, I am your host on this bi-weekly program where we try to explore topics that we hope will serve to both encourage you and better enrich your lives. So, a couple of weeks ago, we began a series where we are discussing what the Apostle Paul called the fruits of the Spirit. And we will be exploring those for the next few weeks to come. And that is found in the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verses 22 and 23. So last time we discussed the first of these fruits of the Spirit, as the Apostle Paul talked about, which are basically characteristics or parts of our behaviors or personalities that we are able to achieve through the power of Jesus Christ. Obviously, once you've been saved, your life can be renewed and be changed, and the person you was or you were, you're no longer that person anymore. Last time we talked about love, one of the greatest of these behaviors that I believe that we are able to exhibit as Christians. Tonight's word is, it says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, which was last time, and joy. Joy is what we're going to talk about tonight. The fruit of the Spirit of joy. This is something that we as Christians are all able to achieve regardless of whatever problems we might be facing right now in our lives. Let's talk about joy. So the definition of joy is actually a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. And again, this is something I believe all Christians are able to obtain through Jesus Christ, regardless of what the situation is or what problems we might be faced with. I'm reminded of the Apostle Paul, who talks about all the struggles and suffering that he dealt with in his life. In the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, verses 24 through 31, if you will allow me to share, the Apostle Paul says this concerning his sufferings. He says, of the Jews 5 times I received 30 stripes. 3 times was I beaten with rods. Once I was stoned. 3 times I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day I've been in the deep. In journeyings often, in perils of waters, in perils of robbers, in perils of mine own countrymen, his own people, in parables by the heathen, in the city, in the wilderness, in the sea, among false brethren, in weariness and painfulness, in watchings often, in hunger and in thirst, in fastings often. Some of these fastings were forced fastings where he just did not have food. In cold and nakedness, he says, beside those things that are without, and which cometh upon me daily, the care of all the churches. Who is weak? And I am not weak? Who is offended? And I burn not? If I must needs glory, I will glory of the things which concern my infirmities. The God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, which is blessed forevermore, knows that I tell the truth here. Wow, the Apostle Paul, he was beaten, he was stoned, eventually became a martyr for Jesus Christ. But in the midst of it all, somehow he found joy. So let me just say this, whatever you are going through tonight, remember that if you have made a decision for Jesus Christ, there is joy for you to be found. I love you and thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm praying for you and I'm wishing you all the greatest blessings and a prosperous week to come. From our mobile studios here in Benbrook, Texas, John Chavers. We'll see you next time on Talk Life Live. Thank you. Bye-bye.